Hello, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Ayo. I'm a medical doctor in the NHS in the UK. My channel is called Step by Step Lab Explain. It is mainly a channel dedicated to international medical graduates working in the UK. So if this is your first time in my channel, you're welcome. I've been doing a series recently on how to help international medical graduates settle down in the UK, especially as relating to housing. So today I'll be sharing some DIY hacks in the house. So I'll be telling you about some products that I found very useful, or that I have found very, very useful since I've been living in the United Kingdom. So because one thing I have discovered since living in the UK is the fact that the cost of living is very, very high. And if you call someone to come and help you with a repair, for example, at home, it is usually very, very expensive. So the rate they charge per hour can be up to can be £50 and above for either plumber or an electrician, a joiner, a carpenter, or even just an handyman. They charge very, very high rates. So you have to learn to do a lot of things on your own. And I'm very proud to say that I've been able to do quite a number of things on my own in the UK, especially if you're a tenant. You don't want to leave things for your landlord, because when you leave them for your landlord, when you're moving out, there's a high chance that the landlord will charge them much more than the repair cost of those things. So it's better for you to do them. And the good thing is there are lots of tools available for you that you can buy to actually do these things by yourself. And with a few YouTube videos, you would be able to get by. One of the most useful tools, in fact, probably the most useful tool that I have, is the drill, an electric drill. It is very, very useful. So I have one that is rechargeable, and I found that either, for example, when I needed to install my security cameras, I installed the security cameras for my house by myself. I found the drills very useful in drilling into the walls of the house. And sometimes even when I wanted to install my curtains, the drill was very useful in installing my curtains, drilling into the wood. And sometimes it also functions as a screwdriver. So rather than using your hand to screw in a lot of things, you can just use the drill as a screwdriver. And this is particularly very useful if you're buying furnitures that you need that comes in flat packs. So many of the furnitures comes in flat packs if you're buying them online, and you need to screw them in yourself. So the drill work very efficiently as a screwdriver in this regard. Talking about screwdriving, so there's the battery powered screwdriver. If you don't want to buy a drill, there's a battery powered screwdriving that is cheaper, much cheaper than the drill. Even if you have a drill, it's still a good idea to have the battery powered screwdriver. So rather than using your hand to screw in screws, you can just use the battery powered screwdriver to screw in the screws. Another very important discovery of mine is the epoxy glue. I think it's one of my most unique discovery, the epoxy glue. The epoxy glue is a very, very strong glue. I think it's the strongest glue I've ever tried in this UK. I can glue anything together, from metal to wood to plastic. It can literally fix everything. Whatever you think is not fixable, this glue will fix it. For example, I used it in fixing hinges of doors before, and it's held. So like cupboard, especially the cupboard doors, many of the cupboard doors in the kitchen, the hinges get broken quite easily. You can use the epoxy glue to fix it, and it's going to be like that for a very, very long time, rather than the screws. Also, there was a time that the coat hangers came out of the wall, pulling out part of the wall with it. I just put in the epoxy glue and put it back in, and no matter the amount of coat or jacket hung on it, it would never, never come out again. In fact, when I needed to put in soap dispensers in my bedroom to make my bathroom looks premium. I used the epoxy glue to stick it to the wall. The good thing is if you want to get it off, you can still get it off. It may require some force, but you can still get it off if you want to get it off. So rather than drilling into the walls of the bathroom, I just use the epoxy glue. Then there's what we call the double-sided tape. This is a must-have for every house because the things you can do with it is innumerable. I could stick it at the back of pictures and hang it on the wall, and it's so easy to remove. Then also, sometimes I apply it under the carpet in my house or the footmats on my door so that I don't keep moving about. And it's just super, super useful for every single, whatever you can think of that you need to apply to a particular wall or to the floor and you want to be able to get it out later. The double-sided tape is what you need. There is a good alternative to the double-sided tape, which is the 3M double-sided stickers. I remember when I wanted to make some patterns with balloons in my house, and I just used the double-sided 3M double-sided sticker, which was very, very useful for me. I think the ultimate organizer that I discovered is the self-adhesive wall hook. Self-adhesive wall hook. This is a superb product. The multifunctionality of this product is awesome. I've used it to hang pictures on the wall. I've used it to hang wall clocks. For example, sometimes I needed extra spaces to hang cloths and maybe towels. And you just stick in this wall and you just stick in the hooks on the wall. It has a self-adhesive tape at the back, and you just stick it in, and it's so sturdy. It never pulls off. So sometimes I use it as to hang my jackets, my coats, my clothes, my belt, my pictures, my wall clock. It just makes life so easy. You can use it in the kitchen. I use it in the kitchen. I put spoons on it. You can just think of anything that you need hanging. Just think about it. It's super, super useful. Talking about the kitchen, another useful device I found is the spices rack in the kitchen. You know, if you put spices in the cupboard, because I love cooking, so if you put spices in the cupboard in kitchen, it's going to mess up your cupboard over time. But you just need these spices rack, just attach it to your walls and you arrange your spices in there. So it's going to make your kitchen less messy. Then you can easily identify the exact spice that you need. Other things that I think you should consider getting, rather than actually employing a painter, for example, you could buy their paint, spray paint that you can buy on many online shops, and also you can also buy what I call kitchen top paint repairers. So sometimes if you put odd things on your kitchen top, it may discolor it. There are repair kits with paints that you can use to repair these things. So I believe some of these tips would be helpful for you rather than asking a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, an handyman to come in every time and paying them huge sum of money. The power rate of many of these of these craftsmen is much more than what a doctor earns in the UK. So you could save your money and do some of these things by yourself.